Okay, like I said earlier, the chairman will not.
Presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi to attack people, some disgruntled elements in the appeal court during the proceeding of the tribunal. Alleged threats, I hereby read out my press release and response to that effect. Alleged threat to life by Arabambi, a joke taken too far. News recently went around where they embattled Mr. Abayomi Arabambi, former personal assistant to Barrister Julius Abure, my Labour Party national chairman, where he alleged very strongly that I sent him a message that I was directed by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi to attack him or any other person at the tribunal. Ordinarily, I would have laughed over such unsubstantiated and unfounded accusation. But for the benefit of some members of the public, especially the Nigerian youth, who do not know the character called Arabambi, in all views, I see such baseless attempt to defame my person as a last kick of a dying horse. Arabambi is well known with lies, propaganda, blackmail, and deceit. Reasons why the party expelled him in 2014, and his principal sacked him from our party in December 2022. I wish to use this medium to state categorically clear that as a very educated person with fair understanding of English language, that on no account did I reduce myself to Arabambi level by sending such a message as alleged. I never wanted to take this current hullabaloo he created along his newfound friends personal. It is important I remind Arabambi that those who fetched ant-infested firewood had invited lizard to their abode. Recall, Arabambi called the noble Nigerians who believe that justice must prevail in the 2023 presidential election, especially the obedient. He called them obediots. Such description of hardworking Nigerian youth is an invitation to self-destruct. I know he should have known this when he called them obediots. I have said it time without number that Peter Obi's presidency is Nigerian's project. I challenge Arabambi to make public the said conversation in order to quantify and qualify his alleged threat of life from me. Let me make it categorically clear that neither Peter Obi nor any other person has or even contemplating to influence or stimulate any such response to Apapa from Nigerians who already knew that Apapa, Arabambi, and their cohorts have been heavily compromised to thwart the proceedings in the tribunal. The evidences are so clear by the private jets they ride and the vehicles they move around. Peter Obi is known as a peace-loving man who never condones violence. As a governor of Anambra State, it is on record that his tenure witnessed the most peaceful era in that state. He is renowned to be the only governor in Nigeria who moved around without a bulletproof car. He ensured that brigandry, violence, or any form of skirmish ceases in that state. So for anyone to imagine, suggest, or even contemplate to associate Peter Obi, our presidential candidate, with an act of violence is a pure mischief taken too far. And this, the party must address. Labour Party is demanding that Arabambi must come up with evidence and facts that my person, Ahanotu Kennedy, is under instruction to visit him in violent way. We may let so many things of his actionable utterances to slip but certainly not this unfounded allegation, which we view as a very serious and defamatory to the person of Prince Kennedy Ahanotu. I therefore call on all of us of Labour Party and our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, to remain focused amidst many provocations coming from those who are tempted to hijack the Labour Party. Thank you, Nigerian youths and obedience, for your continuous support. We believe that victory must surely come at last. Thank you and God bless you.
Well, thank you very much. You have heard from our national youth leader the allegation leveled against him and our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi, unfounded, few lies and mischief, and a few blackmails. Well, we shouldn't have even contemplated joining issue with people like Arabambi. But when it comes to matter of national security, instigating violence, castigating people, blackmailing, going about saying all sorts of lies, even instigating, castigating, and blackmailing, putting words into the mouth of judiciary, what they say, what they didn't say. They'll just come around and then, say things which are purely lies in their desperation to assume the leadership or to scuttle the victory, the success recorded by the Ovidian movement. So we at the party level categorically denounce such statement. There is never such thing had happened. Labour Party and the Ovidians are highly obedient and peaceful. We have conducted our rally, we have conducted our campaign, we have never touched an ant. You understand? So talk less of now when we are in the hand of the judiciary, which we believe our judiciary are going to, do justice to the, as it is deserved. So we don't have to do such thing like that. We know Arabambi, is a serial blackmailer. He continuously to say, wrong things, insinuate so many things, trying to, and that's why they are robbing Peter Obi. It has been long he's been doing this, but we are informing and we are calling on the relevant security agencies to watch out and then, call them to order. This kind of statement is an instigation of peaceful coexistence in this country, and they are heating up the polity unnecessarily, by blackmailing a very, very respected individual in the person of Peter Obi. And we know our youth leader Kennedy, he's a very, very gentleman, and he has well focused. He has been in the public light. His statement is has been there all along. He has never insinuated anything negative or anything violent or anything to cause arrest. He's the youth leader of that. He has almost more than 6 million youths that are really trooping and talking about this. When Arabambi was calling them idiots, nobody say anything. We allow them. We don't want to do anything like that. So we are calling on the general public to disregard such allegation level to our principal and our youth leader and the party. We are not involved. We don't do that.
National Secretary, during that briefing, also Arabambi also alleged that the national officials, that you yourself, the national chairman, treasurer, and the organizing secretary, that you went away with 400 million into your private account, and that with the support of the PO. That's the reason that he doesn't want to back out from abhorring leadership of the party.
You see, the issue of those allegations are in court, and a time of reckoning is going to come. Arabambi, with and his co-travelers are saying things which they will come to account for all those allegations they are leveling against the respected individual. I, for one, will definitely take it off. Whoever accuses me wrongly and put it in the public domain and castigated, blackmail my name, definitely I'm going to take it off with the appropriate judiciary. So we allow them to say what they want to say. They don't deserve response. Only thing we are responding is to put things in proper perspective so that the public should not be, bad news usually travel faster than the good one. So we need to counter and tell the public the true position of what is really going on. So we want the general public to know that this issue of 200, it was 200 before, now they increases to 400, and so we never can say. And now they are even, migrating from, monetary issue to life-threatening issue. We don't do things like that, but let them continue to do it. We know what they are doing. We know what they are doing. Their game is over. They are sinking already. Their ship has already been drawn. So they are trying to catch anything. They don't care who to rob into their deep shit. So we are not going to join issue with them about that. But appropriately, we want them to continue to go and say these lies and also level this allegation against us. But they know they are going to depend it in the appropriate court of law. This is, I can assure you, even if, at the party level, we have already taken, the party has already taken position. It has disciplined them. Those who are members of the party have already been disciplined. Those who have been suspended have been suspended. Those who have been, recommended for expulsion from the party have been recommended by the neck. So whatever they are doing, we don't care. But appropriately, we're going to take them on individually, in the appropriate court of law. So let them continue to go and say things. But they should be careful that the law, is, I don't want to say it, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know. They say it's an ass or whatever they say it. But I'm telling you, the party and us individually, myself, the national chairman, the treasurer, the legal advisor, and whoever in the party that is being accused wrongfully, we're going to take it at the appropriate court of law.
Well, the Kano judgment, there is so much confusion about that judgment. And I think the court shouldn't have even gone into that matter in the first place. As to the fate on Abia, the court said it in that judgment that there is no way the court could give orders and could make a pronouncement on what happened in Abia. He said it. The judge was referring to the court's territorial jurisdiction. That matter is actually a pre-election matter. When you are talking about the qualification of a person to contest the election, what they were alleging and their prayer to the court was that they were saying that the party did not submit a register of members, and because it did not submit, and that is a mandatory provision in section 77, that because we did not submit, that means that the votes scored by our candidates at the election are invalid. But that is never correct. That section of the law never pronounced about the punishment for not submitting register of members. But we have to make it clear that the party submitted our register, we submitted the hard copy, we submitted the electronic copy of the membership register as when due, and that our candidates are qualified, and in the first place, if you want to challenge the outcome of a primaries and the submission of a party's name to INEC, it's a pre-election matter, and you ought to have done that within 14 days of the occurrence of the event. These events occurred since last year, and we submitted the names of our candidate for governorship and members of the House of Assembly since July 22, and the final list was published on October 4 last year. If you look at the time frame between then and when that matter was filed, this matter in Kano was filed on May 11. It will surprise you that this matter was filed May 11 and judgment delivered May 19. Look at the speech. So it is clear that there is something went behind. We were never served as a political party. And one of the things that we have to be confident that judgment can never affect any of our members that have been elected. The reason is their names were not on that process. The court was actually were just going back and forth. The court said it, that the members elect, the governor elect in Abia, and the members elect were not before the court. But the court must also have said that even the members in Kano were not before the court. The defendants in that matter were INEC and Labour Party. And the truth is that Labour Party was never served. We are here in the National Secretariat. If you want service on a party, on a political party, should be at the national headquarters of the party, and should be service on the principal officer of that party. Nothing of that happened. But we knew what happened. And, you know, there are some suspended national officers of the party who have been hired by the APC to scuttle the progress of the party, to try as much as possible and undermine the interests of the party, because they have seen the movement in Nigeria today, that the Nigerian people, especially the young people in Nigeria, have realized their potentials and will no longer accept to be put down. They have decided that their vision is being promoted by the Labour Party. They have seen that, well, they are no longer going to allow themselves to be dictated to. People are not happy about this. The people who believe that they have to give you power in order to attain power. The people who believe that they own the country. But we are saying nobody owns this country. The generality of the Nigerians own this country, and they have to take their own destiny in their own hands. People have identified with the vision of the Labour Party, and that's why they are doing all this. These Sunday national officers went to Kano to file this matter and misled the court about what actually transpired, and tried to get a judgment behind the party. But you can see from that judgment, it's clear that that judgment cannot bind anybody. And that judgment, even the court itself said it. If you look at those prayers that they have made, it was not what the law said. It was their mere wishful thinking. It was their evil plot to actually bring the party down. And that is what you read. But even as the layman is confused about that judgment, even lawyers choose, they cannot make head or tail of it. And if the judge has not said anything specific, the judge has only reiterated the wishful thinking of these hirelings. And that is what is there. So nobody should take it too seriously. If we are going to appeal that judgment, it is only to clear the confusion, not because the judgment can affect any of our members elect. Our members elect are going to be sworn in as from May 29, and we are good to go. So I don't think anybody should pay much attention to it.
Because that was my second thought, to clear the confusion.
Yes, that's why. Yes, that is why we are going to appeal the judgment and get it set aside, so that there be no confusion. But I want to assure you that that judgment has not affected any of our members elect. They are going to be sworn in.
Yeah.
That the judge couldn't have even entertained it at all. The matter is statute bad. You have to bring an action that has to do with the qualification of somebody to contest an election. You bring the action within 14 days. That is section 285 of the Constitution. So section 285 of section 9 says you bring the action within 14 days of the occurrence of the event. And that just means that within 14 days that person emerged from the primaries. And even if you want to claim that you did not know the day you emerged, at least that name was published. INEC published the name that this is the candidate of Labour Party for this election. From that day, that you think that person was not qualified to have emerged as candidate, you ought to have brought the action. So the court does not have power to attend the matter, because the matter is statute bad and shouldn't have entertained it in the first place. And if the court wants to say, okay, it's a post-election matter, then where do you take a post-election matter? If somebody has emerged as an elected governor or an elected member of the House of Rep or a senator elect or a House of Assembly elect, there are tribunals set up for that purpose. And if you want to challenge the victory of that person, you go to that tribunal. And you go to the specific tribunal. For example, there is a governorship election tribunal in Abia State that will handle cases that are arising from the election of Alex Oti as the governor of Abia State. And if you want to challenge, and there are also tribunals set up for National Assembly, National and State Assembly tribunal set up for that purpose. So you have to go to the, and even when you go to that purpose, that is when you make your case. So it is not to go to a court in Kano. And you see, these are some of the handiwork of the suspended former national officers of the party who have sold their soul to the APC and are ready to do their bidding. They are just collecting money from them and trying to, but they cannot succeed. we are alert, we know. You know, before we knew them, and we knew what they could do, and we are really ready, because this is a project we are serving Nigerian people, and we are determined to do our best in order to keep the faith, in order to assure them that they have put their trust in the party. The party will continue to work hard in order to ensure the emancipation of the Nigerian masses for the trust they have in the party. And that is our mission, and we are focused. We are not going to allow ourselves to be deterred or be distracted by the efforts of these people, because we are sure those efforts will become futile. Because we are convinced of the solemnity and sureness of the triumph of good over evil. There is no way evil can prevail. Thank you very much.
So we are obedient, we will continue to be obedient. All our supporters should continue to remain calm and be obedient.
MPS.